All right, here we go. Hey beautiful, welcome back to the channel. Obviously, you know what the video is already about. But before we get into it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and join if you haven't already. It's the big red button. I'm gonna put it down here so you can see it. And also turn on the notification. That way you know every time I upload a video. So many times I'm hearing people, Sophia, when's the next video? When's the next video? Turn on the notification bell. And that way you'll never miss my upload. Also, I am making a commitment to upload once a week. Woo! Once a week, the girl is gonna upload a video. So let's get into it. It's been 2 years since I last told you about my alopecia story. So let's backtrack for a minute because I want to get everyone caught up on what happened. I ended up going to a wonderful beautician, hairstylist here on YouTube. Her name is Assunta Wilson. Of course, I'll put her name in the description. Also, she goes by the name of B.RENEWED. Make sure you check her out because she's doing some amazing things, and get your Insta bun because it's popping. So after all of that, I went to go see her to get my hair cut. I wanted to do a big chop, short pixie cut, you know, get my swag back. You know, I'm a mom of two, you know, feeling like in mommy mode. So I just kind of wanted to freshen up my look, kind of give myself some zhuzh, you know, and spice it up. So I went to her to get a big chop and a reveal. That video will also be linked here and you can watch that video and get caught up. When I went to her, I ended up finding out literally while I was sitting in her chair, she told me that I literally had dime and quarter size spots within my head. I had no clue. We immediately turned off the camera. She started talking to me. I started crying. Like, it was just so surreal because I had no idea that my hair was falling out in clumps. So immediately I sought help, went to go see a doctor, went to find out, you know, what my options were. I, of course, as any woman, was devastated because, as you know, our hair is our crown and glory. Like, it is the thing that just makes us feel beautiful and strong. And to know that that part of me was falling out and I had no clue. Like, you didn't have any clue at all. You didn't touch your head on a daily and just notice that you had holes in your hair. No. And the reason why is because it was in the center of my head. And being a woman of color, some of you already know we wash our hair maybe once a week. And when we do, it's not in the sense of that. It's in the sense of detangling, twisting, braiding, and then we put it in a protective style if you're natural, like I was, and you kind of just go about your life. That was the kind of things that was happening throughout my day, that self-care was not a part of my regimen. It was taking care of my family, everything else around me. And when that happened, finding out that I had alopecia areata, obviously there were several options. You could get a cortisone shot. You guys who are going through it already know. They did lay the options out for me. Obviously was to go through some treatments to get my hair to grow back. Being the person of faith that I was, and I'm not saying you should do my route. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what I did for my hair growth story. I ended up seeking out natural and holistic ways to heal myself. I didn't want to go through the cortisone shots. I found out that sometimes they would work and sometimes it wouldn't. It just depends on, you know, how your body reacts and what your hair decides to do. I opted not to go for it. I just didn't want to chance myself. I wanted to give God the opportunity to do what he said he would always do for me, and that's to heal me. I immediately sought out a friend who specialized in holistic medicine. I'm a firm believer in obviously modern medicine, but holistic as well. And I knew that anything that was happening in my body was a cause of me attributing to it and what I was eating and putting into my body. And I'm going to give you step by step what I did. I immediately went to prayer. That's number one. Like, my faith is everything, because at the end of it, I can't go to anybody but Daddy God. That's the key. You have to find out what God is saying for your body. I immediately implemented it because I knew time was not on my side. From what I've seen, didn't know if I said I do have a beauty background. I originally started off in hair, went to school for cosmetology, and also, you know, transitioned into makeup. And so I knew immediately that my follicles had to come back to life. I had to do whatever I could immediately to make sure that my follicles didn't die, that I could, you know, definitely stimulate them to produce what I needed, sebum, hair growth, everything I needed to make sure that my follicles were moving. Beautifully, Assunta gave me a bottle of her hair oil. And when she gave me a bottle of her hair oil, I'm a huge believer in faith. I began to anoint my head daily. I began to massage and rub this oil into my hair continuously, daily, daily, daily. And as I began to do that, I would pray over my hair. I would speak life over me. I began to change my diet. I literally went to like completely green. Stopped eating meat, chicken, beef, pork, you name it. I completely stopped eating it. When I called my friend who was a holistic doctor, she began to tell me that you have to give your body life. You have to feed the foods to your body that will give you life. You have to feed your body fuel. She told me that beets were huge to help filter and cleanse your blood. She was like, every day I want you to eat beets. So I literally became beet crazy. When I tell you, I was like, beet this, beet that, like literally eating beets. I did a beet smoothie. I did a green smoothie every day. I literally had celery, kale, apples, green grapes, anything that can fuel me, spinach, to kick my blood into overdrive to fight for me. Like, I didn't eat anything processed. When I tell you nothing processed, there was no pasta, there was no rice, there was nothing that was processed. I exercised. When I tell you, I got up every day, every night. I was working out faithfully just to get my body energized, to get my muscles moving, to get me fortified, built up, because guess what? I had a fight. I had a task in hand. And if I wanted to fight, I had to build endurance. I had to build muscle. I made sure that every day I was alleviating stress, whether that be stress with the kids, whether that be stress in my marriage, whether that be stress in my life, in my personal business, the things I was doing. I alleviated as much stress as I could. If something felt too daunting, too taskly, too much for me, I just completely said, you know what? That's just not for me to handle. That's for God to handle. Because I knew stress was the trigger of my hair loss. So I began to literally stop stressing over the small stuff. Like, for real. Stop stressing. Stop stressing. Stress will kill you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stress will literally strip you of the life you were meant to live. I began to live in a place of peace, not in a place of being oblivious and obviously life is happening. I'm just like, ooh, just peace, the true peace of God. And so as I began to walk peacefully in my day, things started to change. Drinking lots of water. Water is life. Water is life. Drink your water. And then lastly, what I did, when I tell you I got in that word, I got in my word. I began to speak life in myself, through myself. I began to get in my word and stand on scriptures daily that spoke to me. So I stopped putting on the wigs to kind of like mask it or bandage it. I was actually started to treat my hair weekly. Hot oil treatments, washing it, moisturizing it. I promise to tell you, within a matter of a month to 2 months, I started seeing little fuzz, little peach fuzz starting to come in. Then a fuzz turned into a half an inch. A half an inch turned into an inch. An inch turned into 2. 2 turned into 3. And the list goes on and on and on and on. And my hair began to grow back. That's what you wanted to hear. You are hearing it. My hair began to grow back. Everything that was lost began to restore itself. So what does that mean for you? I don't know what that means for you because I don't know where in your alopecia journey you are. I'm just sharing what worked for me. Not only does it work, here's the thing. What ended up happening shortly after that, when I went through the trauma of losing the business and going through a divorce, my hair fell out again. But this time it didn't fall out in the center. It fell out my edges. All my edges were gone. Now y'all talking about something. Like, you already know how we feel about the edge game. What I began to do is I immediately did everything I did before. What ended up happening was I had to end up producing my own oil because I had ran out of Assunta's amazing oil. So I began to make my own oil at home. I began to put oils together, anointing my head every day. And when I tell you again, my edges grew back. Just like the center of my head, my edges came back, honey. They was back. Her edges was back. So what I'm telling you is not something that I did once, but it's something that I did twice. And I will continue to do over and over again. With that being said, I want to do something that maybe most people haven't done. Or maybe that you haven't seen. Because I don't want to tell you this and feed you hype and make you think, oh yeah, oh my God, yeah, her story is this. Or even those, the naysayers, the doubters. I don't want you to doubt. I don't want you to doubt not one moment on what is happening with my life. So I decided to share with you, that's right, me, Sophia Bellotti, decided to share with you my actual hair. Because I don't want you to think I'm lying. I don't want you to be like, oh, she telling us that, but she got a lace front on her head. Yes, I do have a lace front because the girl loves hair. I love extensions. I'm an 80s baby. And so you already know we were born in the era of what? Nothing but weave, hair. When people was like, oh, that's my hair. No, that's not, girl. You got in tracks. You know, so I'm born in that era. So I love hair. But I want to show you proof. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take off this lace front. Okay. Oh, y'all thought I wasn't going to do it? I chopped all my hair off, and not for the alopecia, but because I had a shortcut. After it all, can you believe it? I wanted my shortcut. Anyway, but here is my hair. Here is all my hair. Edges are back. If you can see, I have a little bit of thinning in this area. So I wanted to fill out a little bit, but nothing really with the alopecia, just probably, if not traction, but just literally just a filling. But if you could see, all the edges are back. Don't mind it, because I shaved all this off and I literally had a mohawk and I was looking so cute. Everybody who see me already knows. And then I had left just a little piece of this up on my head. These are my cornrows. Don't laugh, child, because you know I had to do my wash and go and like my protective style, obviously. And so I want to show you just the middle of my head. This is all my hair growing back. Obviously, this is just from this portion being the longest part of my head. And this right here. I'm going to show you the back of my head as well. I want to show you the side. I want to show you all angles. Show you the side. And then I'm going to show you the back. And this is the back. Bend it so you guys can see of what the back of my head looks like. And here's the front. So I know you guys probably like, is she crazy? No, I'm not crazy. But I just wanted to show you. I wanted to be honest with you guys and show you what my hair looked like before. Like, and what it's looking like now. How it's growing. You know, the length check. Okay, you already see it. Length check. I don't want to pull too much because, you know, I'm trying to keep it smooth. Length check. All the holes that were in my head before. There are no holes in my head. Nothing. These are lines just because, you know, I have a mohawk just in the center because that's the style that I had. This is the proof. This is the proof. This is what can happen when you do the things that I've just said. Like, I don't know what it is going to be for you, but this is what happened to me. Here is my real results. I just wanted to encourage you, and I hope it did. Well, that's it for me, guys. I hope you truly enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. My prayer for you is that you will be in faith and that you'll ask God for wisdom on what to do when it comes to you. This does not define who you are. This is just a chapter in your story. And I just want you to know that I am standing and praying and believing with you. There's not one person that has commented on this video that I haven't looked at, seen, or prayed for. I might not been able to comment back because I was going through, but I'm praying for all of you. And I want you to know that this is not the end. This is not the end. Whatever it looks like for you on this journey, embrace it, love it, and encourage someone else who's going through it. I stand with you. You already know my saying is stand strong. I want to do a series about this. I want to show you how I literally did it, what I ate every day, what my routine was. I want to show you the growth oil that helped me produce my own hair, which is the oil that I made within my own home and just began to use that, and how I'm just literally using it on a regular to continue to grow my hair. Love you guys. Strand strong. Mwah, 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 mwah.